Welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you always for the support you give us on a daily basis. Those of you who share our content, those of you who financially support our projects, may you never lack and may God bless you. I have been closely following the KUPPET elections, hizi kura za walimu, actively following. I have been discussing with friends in the teaching profession, like on Sunday, this Sunday, yenye imepita, they were voting in various parts of the country. I sat down with a few teachers and tried to understand how their voting pattern was. And I have come to realize from the reports I have gathered, teachers told me, Kaka, there are people who have overstayed in leadership. And there are people who think they can never be voted out. Either maybe because they have friends, they eat with friends, they have used their powers wrongly, but because they think they can influence, they thought they were to be elected again into office. Allow me to speak about the elections that were held in the Gusii region. I looked at the list. I know the previous leaders who were in leadership who were again contesting. A good number of them, if not all of them, were actually voted out. That's number one. Number two, I closely followed the LSK elections that ended yesterday. And there's a common pattern that I am noting from the teachers' elections and the LSK election, that's the KUPPET elections. There are some similarities in the two elections. I spoke to colleague lawyers who I respect so much, and they are my friends. I asked them a question just because I wanted to understand what criteria were they using to elect leaders into office. And they told me, Kaka, where we have reached in 2026, all we need, number one, is integrity. Someone who is unquestionable. Someone who can stand and defend the democracy of this country. Somebody who cannot be compromised by the state. Somebody who has a clear and clean track record in his practice as a lawyer. The same explanation married the explanation from the KUPPET, from teachers. Ask the teachers, what were you considering when you were voting? They told me, Kaka, we have reached an era whereby we need accountability. We need leaders we don't follow from behind. We need leaders we cannot push. We need leaders who can walk the talk. We say today we are going to West, and they go to West. And the pattern made me think about the 2027 general election. We have the president, William Ruto, who is contesting and defending his second term. We have leaders who are coming for the first time. We have the government, that is Kenya Kwanza. We have the united opposition that has now rebranded into the United Alternative Government. I am trying to look at how the 2027 general election will look like. I have been investigating and finding out on how the government thinks about the next year's general election. The current president who is in power thinks that the strategies that were applied in 1950 can be applied in 2027. The strategies, abducting critics to instill fear. Number two, trying to scare the opposition from asking questions about accountability and the progress of our economy. Number three, using police to settle criminal justice system, or using criminal justice system to settle political scores. Number four, they think votes can be stolen as they have been doing in the previous years. Number five, they think handouts can work miracles. Yani, kupea watu unga ya 150, kupea watu 22,000 kama nyota, unapewa hiyo pesa without proper training on how you are going to start your business. I read somewhere that a number of people have been stuck at the starting level and that money has been depleted. So if you follow the young people who have been given the Nyota funds, which the government maintains, it's a kickoff to their business. I am very sure even their friends you know by name who were given this Nyota fund, you know them, who are not even started kicking. Why? Because they have zero knowledge, zero training on how to manage the little 22,000 to help them. They think we are in an era, in a season whereby we can give 150 bob, 200, and convince people to vote for us. I have realized that yes, after following the LSK voting pattern, after following the Kuppet voting pattern, I can confidently tell you from this platform, the one term for William Ruto is a reality. Why? Kenyans have been civilized. Kenyans now understand their rights. Kenyans now know who they are. Kenyans today understand their worth. Today they know 200 shillings was stolen from somewhere. Either from school capitation, either from SHA, either from money meant to build roads, or over budgeting the state budget to siphon our taxes. Kenyans know that. So today, as Kenyans move into their handouts, they know very well, as much as we are going to receive those handouts, this money is meant for our health. This money is meant for our roads. So as you give them that handout, they well know where you got that money from. Because we are in an era where information quickly flows. The Kenyans of 2026 are not the Kenyans of 1960, when there was no internet, when there were no mobile phones, when there was no Facebook, when there was no Twitter, when there was no WhatsApp, when there were no social media communication. Today, even a PP1 kid in the house understands his rights and knows very well that roads are being built, hospitals are being equipped. So I want to tell Kenyans, the same patterns that were used in the previous two elections, Kuppet and LSK, I am confident the same logic is going to apply next year. So those people who think they can manipulate people, those who think they can walk in propaganda and succeed, they are in for a rude shock. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.